KO Artist Sports right here with Austin, no doubt Trout. You're already a winner, man. You won Best Dressed for today, easily, hands down, easily. Like, what? Tell us about this fit, right?
Actually, my wife put it together. My mama got me the suit. My wife put it together, but they know what I like, and I'm very feeling it. I told her I want to be like the Black James Bond. So I think I have a monocle, and a little pistol in my side would be fitting.
Pocket watch or chain on it. I got you. Tell me, man. It got a little chippy out here. It was a little tense a little bit, and not much, but a little bit. Like I feel like he takes offense to kind of almost anything you say about you possibly winning the fight, and I mean I think you're just kind of at that point where you're like, everyone has to say what they have to say, everyone's going to say what they win, but what do you take from that? I mean, he does seem to kind of, anytime you say like, I got the bigger, better brother and stuff like that, he kind of does a little smirk, things like that. Is that trying to get under his skin?
I think he's in competition with his brother more than anything. I think he wants to be better than Maul so bad, but at the end of the day, it got a little chippy, but not like he's gone with the last few opponents. He's been behaving very well. He's put respect on my name, and that in itself shows me that he may be a little worried about this fight, as he should be.
When you obviously his brother fought you, his brother's probably told him things about like to being in the ring with you. You mentioned that I know his brother's told him about me, so I know he's not taking me lightly, things like that. I mean, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I mean, you want to beat the best Maul, right? Or Mel?
Yeah, well, I'd say it's a bad thing in the case that he's not sleeping on me. It'd been easier if he was sleeping on me. But I know for a fact Jamal knows that I was in a fight with him. He was in the fight of his life. In fact, nobody stepped to him like me since, or before, in my opinion. Matter of fact, he told me himself, his mother told him, don't fight that boy Trout no more. So I know his mother, who's the same mother as Mel, told him, don't fight that boy Trout like that. So, again, they must have forgotten. They need to go back and watch the tape. I sense a lot of false confidence.
When you visualize the victory on Saturday, when you go to bed at night, you're like, okay, this is how it could happen, this is how it happened. What's the one that you're like, this is the route I'm going to take to victory. This is the way I'm going to win.
I've seen it like in Vision, in Infinity War. He's like, I just seen so many million ways. There's only one. I see many ways to skin this cat. I see many ways. I got a lot of tools. As of lately, his biggest tool's been his power. That don't matter if someone you can't touch.
That's a good point. Looking forward to it, man. Very, very, very much looking forward to that match. Want to get your take on some boxing news going on recently. Triple G is asking Canelo 50-50. Last we heard, I believe yesterday, Oscar said that they're moving on. They're going to Daniel Jacobs. I mean, what are your thoughts on that whole thing?
Well, I would love to see Canelo, Daniel Jacobs. That piques my interest greatly. But the second, Triple G deserves 50-50. Absolutely. It was a draw, that last fight. Triple G retained his title, Canelo retained his. Canelo got busted for the past, not Triple G. I think he deserves 50-50, absolutely. And for Oscar to say no, it shows that Canelo don't want to fight Triple G, not on the shit he was on before.
When you talked about Canelo Jacobs potentially happening, that's a good fight. I mean, Jacobs is a big guy. He's no slouch. I mean, he may be number 3 in the division behind Canelo Triple G, but he is number 3. He's not, and you could make arguments that maybe he beat Triple G. People have made arguments like that. So with that said, how does a Canelo Jacobs match turn out? I
like that fight, man. And Daniel Jacobs has a lot of tools. He's not just about power, although he could crack. He could box. He could fight. He could get in the trenches. I like that fight. And I'm riding with my man Danny Jacobs for the win, and where Canelo's gonna wish he cashed out with Triple G instead of taking the lesser route. But I just urge Danny, random drug testing, bro. Whatever you do, random drug testing.
And my last question about that whole kind of round robin. Obviously, the guy that you fought, the older brother Jamal, he's kind of in the mix. He's apparently the WBC mandatory. So if Canelo Jacobs happens, it looks like Triple G is going to end up having a fight. Maul, what are your thoughts on that fight? How does that fight play out?
That's a great fight, too. And actually, to be honest, I'm riding with Maul. I feel like, honestly, I thought Jamal could have gotten maybe 1-2 more fights at 160 since he's new to the middleweight. But he's big. I don't know. You've seen him here. He's huge. Triple G's my height. He's just solid. I'm going with Maul in that fight.
Hey, man, I appreciate your take on all that. Best of luck on Saturday, sir, and looking forward to watching you work. Thank you, brother. Thank you.